Hey guys, I'm Roger Gaming, and today we are playing Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. This is the final, mainstream episode. We are going to be collecting our final orbs and the final gems in this episode, which is really exciting to kind of be able to move on and get to, try the final boss, which is by far my favorite boss in the game, and move on to future series. I'm thinking our next series may be Shadow of the Colossus, change up the graphical style quite dramatically, and just try some different games out. Or it may be Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man for the PS4. Or not the Amazing, but Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4. Amazing Spider-Man, it's not on the PS4. They have the second one, I believe. I don't believe the first game is on the PS4. Anyway, with Spider-Man Miles Morales coming, I think it would be fun to maybe dive into the original and see what's, I have not finished the DLC for the original, so I kind of want to get that done before the new game comes out. And I think it would be fun to maybe just play it all fresh, record it, and have that going while the game comes out. I also think Shadow of the Colossus would be a fun game to maybe do. It's very cinematic and can be a very fun game to play. And all the bosses feel very unique and have it's just a beautiful game. As well as Spider-Man's beautiful as well. But they're very different games. So, if you didn't watch my Draft League video, I have officially started my own league, which I'm really excited about. So we should have more Draft League content continuing to show up on the channel. If you were interested in potentially joining the league, we may have options we've had some coaches drop at some point. We may want more people to join. So if you're interested, leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you on that. I think that might be fun to have some of my fans join in on the league if we have coaches drop, which is fairly common in Draft League. Just Draft Leagues are typically 8 to, at the most, it depends on the league, but it can be 8 weeks to like 16 weeks long. And people don't always want to play the whole time, so it's fairly common for people to drop, and replacement coaches are always necessary in Draft League. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments. I thought this level kind of had a Star Wars-esque vibe to it, with its multiple like jungle trees and variety of interesting creatures that are over there. Speaking of Star Wars, The Mandalorian season 2 just came out, and I'm absolutely loving that show. Very much a fan of Baby Yoda, as I don't really know anyone who isn't, but I love Baby Yoda. He's very good. I won't spoil anything in the episode in case you haven't watched it yet. It just came out a few days ago, as the time of recording this. And yeah, I'm sure it's definitely a must watch if you haven't seen it already. First season was very good, and the second season I think is starting off pretty good. So yeah. Alright, so we have, I believe, 3 orbs in this level. As standard procedure at this point, the first orb is going to be collected after you complete the general storyline of the thing. So just basically talking with that lady over there, and we should get our first orb. The second orb is collected in this level for doing we have to hunt down 4, I believe it's 4 I forget what they are. I think they're kangaroos that have stolen a man's spark plugs, so we have to collect all 4. Chase them throughout the level and collect them, and then have a scavenger hunt for the the third orb. So basically we have to collect a bunch of different items, give it to creatures in the world, they'll give us another item in order to trade for a pencil. So we gotta just keep doing that. And this is the start of the second orb we need to get. So we have to find a spark plugs, which are going to be taken by like kangaroos. So after you talk to him, they will spawn pretty much in, and they have like a set path that you just have to follow and outspeed them, outthink them, and yeah. Alright, I wish they had more of this creature. I think these like duck, what the heck is the name of that fish? Pufferfish hybrids are really cool for this level. Like if you get close to them, they'll puff up, and I think it's a really cool like design, and was very interesting. I think they really went all out for like the Australian kind of like weird creature vibe that they have. Like all these interesting, they have a very good array of different creatures in this level that I appreciate. They did that for the majority of the game, but this level I think stands out in its kind of different, how many different kind of creatures there are. These guys are a pain always to get. I find that the first one's always the hardest, or this specific one. The other ones I think are easier in comparison, but this one's kind of hard because of the jump pad. I think you have to kind of plan how you're gonna interact with them, and if you go the opposite way, like if you try cutting them off, they'll just turn and change direction, which can be challenging. So the best spot is you kind of want to hit them while they're jumping into the water. Gives you a little bit of an advantage, and yeah. So you want to hit him as he dives into the water because they have that like split second while it's in the air. So we got our first spark plug. Now we can go get the second one, which is in this cave area. Gonna want to grab the gems as always. This area can be a little frustrating when it comes to the gems. I was fortunate not to have too much of an issue at this point with the gems, but like if you miss one gem, you gotta search all over, and there's a lot of different areas it could be in this level compared to others. I think it's a little bit more challenging. Alright, so we only need one more spark plug. This one is going to be in the tree area. I also think this level's kind of hard when it comes to the collecting all the gems, because the frogs sometimes look like gems from above. Like I thought that was a gem, so I will hop down, but it wasn't. So that can make it a little bit more challenging. Now this guy over here. So many different ways to go. I really think the level design for this one was really good. Also, I'm curious to let you guys know there's a lot of cool games coming out because the PlayStation 5 is releasing. So there's a lot of cool games coming out in like the PlayStation Plus collection. Would you be interested in me potentially doing rated M games? So far I've kept my channel pretty family friendly, or maybe I do a different channel and have that more of like a mature audience game, like God of War, or I don't know. I think Persona 5 is in that list. There's a bunch of games in that list. I know also Watch Dogs Legion comes out roughly around this time as well, which I think is looking like a pretty interesting game. So yeah, and there's a bunch of games that come out for the PlayStation 5 Plus collection, which could be potential candidates to play on this channel or a different channel if that's what you guys want. I think trying to cut off as much time to get to these guys is important because they're fairly fast, and this specific section you have not really a lot of like leeway. I think the best spot is to try to hit them while you're flying or around these corners, because I think as you run you're slightly faster. And there we go, we got all 4. So now that is the second orb, and all we have to do to get the third orb is to do a little scavenger hunt. So I thought this was a unique, this is the only instance of this in the entire game where you have to you get an item and you keep trading it, which I thought was really cool at the time. I haven't played the the first or third Spyro too much. I played some of the first, but I haven't played too much of that. Also, as the series is running kind of to the end, I'm curious if you guys would be interested in me doing some more retro games as well. I'm thinking about doing, this game is originally a PlayStation 2 game. I think it might be some fun to do some old PlayStation 2 games, like the Avatar games on there, Bolt's on there, just a bunch of different games that I played while I was younger. There's just a lot of different games that could be potential retro games that we could play at this point. I think it's considered retro. I don't know. A lot of fun games. Maybe Crash is also another option. Crash is always fun, can be challenging, but I think the new Crash game also came out fairly recently, which could be fun. I talked about it before, but it's fairly challenging, and I certainly, if I would play it at this point, I wouldn't 100% it, just because I think that would take too much time. It would be very time consuming, but I think just playing it in general would be fun. I'm a huge fan of what they've done in the new Crash game. I think the additions they made were very good with the different types of masks, and I'm curious to see what they do with a potential sequel if they do something new. And I'm also curious to maybe it hinting at a Spyro 4, and if that happens, that will probably come out on this channel as well. I'm a huge fan of Spyro. I hope they do some other Spyro. I'd really like if they did the trilogy, the other trilogy Spyro's known for, which is the Legend of Spyro trilogy. I might even play some of those games on this channel, as they're all PlayStation 2. I think maybe they went on PlayStation 3 towards the end, but I know they all came out on PlayStation 2. So I think that might be fun. It's just kind of a nod in the Spyro, keep a Spyro game going. But also I think it would be fun to try to branch out and do some other content. And now I believe that's a pencil. So we are close to wrapping up. I love the little a pencil can stop you. You're hitting all these huge monsters and you can't knock over a pencil, which is, I don't know if I buy that, but yeah. Alright, so that should be the final orb in this level. And actually, that is the final orb in the series. We have collected all, I believe it's 66 orbs. I did this slightly out of order because I had some recording problems when I first recorded it. So the accurate number is not displayed. I think it was displayed in the last video maybe. But yeah, so we have all of the orbs, and now we have we are about to get all the gems. I think we're only missing like one gem, which should be down here. And we can wrap up the video in a second. Yeah, there's the final gem. So that is the final gem in Spyro 2. We have 100% it at this point. All we need to do is beat the final boss and have a little secret area that we have to wrap up, and then that'll be it. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know. I'd love to get a conversation started in the comments below on what games you guys would like to see next, and if you're interested in potentially participating in the Draft League content. If you guys enjoyed this, please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.